Good day, everyone. We are the Group 6, here to present the global population and mobility.
The objectives of this study is to understand the concept of global population and mobility and their significance in the modern world. Define global population and mobility. To examine the historical trends of global population growth. Also to identify and evaluate the factors that affect global population growth. To analyze the impact of population growth on human well-being, and to understand the implication of global mobility on society.
What is global city and how this relates to global population and mobility? Global city is where cities that global operations are centralized and where we can see most clearly phenomena associated with the activities, whether it be change in the structure of employment, the formation of powerful partnerships, the effects of organized crime, the expansion of corruption. Global city is also known as the world city or world center, a city which is primary node in the global economic network. The reason of increase in global cities is linked the globalization of economies and the centralization of mass production within the urban centers. Global migration is a situation in which people go to live in foreign countries, especially to find work. Why do people move? Economic reasons. Lack of employment opportunities or differential on employment opportunities and wages. The lure of a well-paid job in a wealthy country is a powerful driver of international migration. The next one is political reasons. The unattractiveness of agriculture activities, disasters, lack of basic amenities, and industrial ventures in countries have also encouraged international migration. The third one is cultural factors. The idea of culture is vital to understanding the implications for translation, and despite the differences of opinion as to whether language is a part of the culture or not, the two are connected. The last one is push-pull factor. Drive people away from a place and draw people to a new location. There are two push-pull factors. Push factors, reasons to live. Pull factors, reasons to migrate. Global population refers to the total number of people living in the world. It is a critical factor that impacts various aspects of life, including food security, energy demand, environmental sustainability, and economic growth. Mobility, on the other hand, refers to the movement of people from one place to another. It can be voluntary or involuntary, temporary or permanent, and can occur within a country or across international borders. Global population and mobility are interconnected as they influence each other in various ways. An increase in population can lead to greater demand for resources, which can affect mobility patterns, such as migration for employment or education. At the same time, mobility can impact the size of distribution of the population in different regions, leading to changes in demographic, social, and economical trends. For instance, migration can alleviate population pressure in some areas while exacerbating it in others. Global population and mobility also pose significant challenges to sustainability and development. For example, rapid population growth and high levels of mobility can lead to urbanization, pollution, resource depletion, and climate change. Addressing these challenges requires a comprehensive and coordinated approach that considers the complex interactions between population, mobility, and other factors such as economic development, social justice, and environmental protection.
Next is historical overview of global population growth. The population growth is not a recent phenomenon. Despite the recent surge in a global population, human population growth has been occurring since the advent of agriculture about 10,000 years ago. Before the advent of agriculture, human populations were largely dependent on hunting and gathering. With the development of agriculture, people could produce food more efficiently, leading to a significant increase in population. This growth was slow at first, but with the development of better farming techniques such as irrigation and crop rotation, the population continued to expand. The world's population today is almost 7 times greater than it was 2 centuries ago. And this phenomenon did not start with the Industrial Revolution, but is part of a long-term trend. The long-term trend of population growth, which has led to an almost sevenfold increase in the world's population over the past 2 centuries, so to say, this trend has been persistent over a long period, not just a recent development starting with the Industrial Revolution. Population growth has been a constant feature of human history and not just a recent phenomenon caused by modern technological advances or other recent factors. When we delve into the effects of population growth on society, we can observe that it has brought about a combination of positive and negative outcomes. On the one hand, population growth can lead to increased economic productivity as there are more people available to work and contribute to the economy. This can also lead to increased innovation and technological advancements as a larger population provides a greater pool of talent and resources to draw from. However, population growth has also negative effects on society, such as increased environmental degradation and resource depletion. With more people comes an increased demand for resources such as food, water, and energy. This can lead to overconsumption and depletion of natural resources, which can have devastating consequences for the environment and future generations. Demographic transitions have occurred in many countries characterized by declining fertility rates and increasing life expectancy. Demographic transition refer to the shift from high birth and death rates to low birth and death rates and a population over time, which have major implications for social, economic, and political systems. As societies change over time, it's becoming more important to study how the population has grown and moved in the past. Um, the study of historical population trends can provide insights into current demographic patterns and help us anticipate future population changes. Understanding the various factors that influence population growth is crucial in developing effective strategies for sustainable development and managing population growth.
Hello everyone, I'm Victor Alexis and this my presentation today is about the factors affecting global population growth. So, let's start with the factors that influence global population growth. There are several factors that contribute to changes in the world's population over time, including fertility rates, mortality rates, migration, economic development, social and cultural factors, technological advances. So, as I have said, fertility rates. The number of children born to women is a crucial factor affecting population growth. High fertility rates, especially in developing countries, can lead to rapid population growth, while declining fertility rates in developed countries can result in population decline. Otherwise, migration and immigration. Migration can impact population growth by increasing or decreasing the number of people living in a particular area. Migration can lead to population growth, while migration can cause population decline. So, the other one is the economic development. Economic development can also impact population growth. As countries become more and more economically developed, fertility rates often decline due to increased access to education, healthcare, and family planning. So, the other one is the cultural and religious factors. Cultural and religious beliefs and practices can also impact population growth. In some societies, having a large family is considered a desirable or even a religious duty, leading to high fertility rates. So, all of these factors are complex and interrelated, making it difficult to predict or manage population growth. However, understanding these factors is crucial in developing policies and strategies to promote sustainable population growth and improve human well-being. And by addressing these factors, government and organizations can work towards promoting sustainable population growth and support the well-being of individuals and communities around the world. So let's move on the impact population growth on human well-being. So the impact of population growth on human well-being can be both positive and negative. Positive impacts of population growth on human well-being include economic growth, cultural exchange, and diversity and innovation and progress. However, negative impacts of population growth on human well-being include strain on natural resources, increase the competition for resources, social and psychological impacts of climate change. So this is the impact growth on human well-being. For example, deforestation and habitat destruction often occurs as a result of expanding agricultural and urban areas. Overfishing, population and climate change can also be exacerbated by population growth. And economic growth. Population can lead to increased economic growth through the expansion of the labor force, which can contribute to higher levels of productivity and innovation. This can result in increased employment opportunities, higher incomes, and improved living standards. The cultural exchange and diversity. Population growth can also lead to greater cultural exchange and diversity as people from different regions and backgrounds interact and share their traditions, beliefs, and practices. This can lead to increased understanding and appreciation of different cultures, as well as opportunity for innovation and creativity. So the other one, the number three, as I have said, the strain on natural resources. As the global population continue to grow, there is an increasing pressure on natural resources such as water, land, and energy. This can lead to environmental degradation, resource depletion, and increased competition for resources, which can have negative impacts on human well-being also. So, fourth one is the increased competition for resources. As population growth continues, competition by resources can intensify, leading to social and economic tension, and this can result in conflict, poverty, and inequalities, which can have a negative impact on human well-being. So the fifth one is the social and psychological impacts. Population growth can also have a social and psychological impacts on individuals and communities. For example, increased population density can lead to social isolation, stress, and mental health problems, and in addition, rapid population growth can lead to social unrest and political instability, which can have a negative impacts on human well-being as well. So, sixth one, climate change. And finally, population growth can contribute to climate change through increased greenhouse gas emissions and resource consumption. This can have severe impacts on human well-being, including increased frequency and severity of natural disasters, reduce access to water, clean water and food, and increase health risks. The overall impact of population growth in human is a complex and multifaceted. While population growth can bring benefits such as economic growth and cultural exchange, it can also lead to negative impacts such as strain on natural resources, the increased competition for resources, the social and psychological impacts, and climate change. To ensure the sustainable population growth and improve human well-being, it is essential to balance economic growth with environmental protection and social equity, promote access to family planning, and invest in education, healthcare, and innovation. That's all, and thank you for listening.
Hi, I am Joshua Spinilla from Group 3. I will discuss my part, which is implications of global mobility on society. Global mobility, which refers to the movement of people across borders, has a significant impact on society in various ways. Here are some of the implications of global mobility on a society. First is cultural exchange and diversity. Global mobility leads to increased cultural exchange and diversity as people from different backgrounds and cultures interact and share their perspectives, values, and beliefs. This can lead to a greater understanding and appreciation of other cultures, but also to cultural tensions and conflicts. The purpose of cultural exchange and diversity is to promote respect and understanding for other cultures. Hence, promoting cultures to flourish in their diversity across cultural skills in a globalized world. It is fundamental that nations, as they interact, they understand each other's values and norms for their relationships to last. Next is the economic development. Global mobility can contribute to economic development as people move to different countries to work or start businesses, bring new skills, knowledge, and investments. This can create jobs, boost innovation, and stimulate growth, but also lead to exploitation and inequality. Economic development is also programs, policies, or activities that seek to improve the economic well-being and quality of a life for a community. What economic development means to you will depend on the community you live in. Each community has its own opportunities, challenges, and priorities. Economic growth also increases state capacity and supply of public goods. When economies grow, states can tax that revenue and gain the capacity and resources needed to provide the public goods and services that their citizens need, like healthcare, education, social protection, and basic public services. Next, social integration. Global mobility can promote social integration as migrants, refugees settle in a new communities and become part of the social fabric. This can lead to new forms of social cohesion and diversity, but also to discrimination, exclusion, and marginalization. The purpose of social integration it enables persons, regardless of their attributes, to enjoy equal opportunities, rights, and services that are available to the so-called mainstream. It also allows citizens to respect other cultures, creating a sense of unity within a community. In addition, individuals that partake in multiple societies gain resources from multiple cultures while expanding their own horizon. Next, political tensions. Global mobility can cause political tensions as people move across borders in search of better opportunities or to escape conflict, persecution, or poverty. This can lead to political debates and controversies over immigration policies, border control, and other allocation of resources. Political conflicts often have a basis in economics and inequality, dis- destabilizing communities by slowing economic development and increasing insecurity, and therefore have a profound effect in the developing world. The economic consequences of conflict are devastating. At the aggregate level, violent conflict is associated with lower output, lower investment, and lower growth. Next, environmental impact. Global mobility can have environmental impacts as people travel long distances and consume resources, leading to carbon emissions, pollutions, and other environmental challenges. This can contribute to climate change and other environmental problems. Environmental impact is also defined as any change to the environment, whether adverse or beneficial, resulting from a facility's activities, products, or services. In other words, it is the effect that people's actions have on the environment. Example for this is the humans impact the physical environment in many ways, such as overpopulation, pollution, burning fossil fuels, and deforestation. Changes like this have triggered climate change, soil erosion, poor air quality, and undrinkable water. Overall, global mobility has both positive and negative implications for society, and it is important to manage it in a way that maximizes the benefits and minimizes the risk. This requires policies that balance the needs and interests of different stakeholders, including migrants, host communities, businesses, governments, and other environment. That's all.
So, conclusion. These are the summary of key points covered in this presentation. The global population and mobility are two interrelated factors that have significant implications for various aspects of human life. This includes the economy, the environment, and the social dynamics. Mobility, or the movement of people across regions and countries, has also increased in recent decades due to factors such as globalization, urbanization, and technological advancements. These factors increase in mobility that has led to both opportunities and challenges, including the spread of ideas and cultures, economic growth, and the risk of disease transmissions, displacement, and the social conflict. Efforts are being made to address these challenges and promote sustainable population growth and mobility, including through policies aimed at reducing poverty, improving access to education and healthcare, and mitigating the impacts of climate change. It is important for individuals, governments, and organizations to work together to ensure that the global population and mobility are managed in a way that promotes the well-being of all people in the planet. These are the credible sites that we use to gather information about our topic. So we reach the end, lads. I hope that you have learned something from us on what are the different concepts of global population and mobility until its implications to our society. Once again, thank you for listening and bye.